Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the NBL1 YouTube channel, live streaming tonight. The elimination semi-final between the Knox Raiders and the Dandenong Rangers. I am joined in the commentary booth right up here in the Boondocks on the back row at State Basketball Centre by my man from Dandenong, the Super Youth League champion coach, we hope. We're rooting for him tomorrow. Welcome everybody. Welcome Mike Brookins.
Thanks, Dougie. I appreciate it. Up here in the Alps with you. Hopefully we can see an exciting match between the Dandenong Rangers and the Knox Raiders.
Mate, lucky we all got both our hair to keep us warm up here tonight.
Oxygen tanks to the side. We're good to go.
Mike, your girls are coming into town tonight. They're in enemy territory. It is local derby. It's an elimination semi-final. It's a massive game. Both teams have really limped into the finals over the last four with just a 1-3 record to finish off the regular season. And the teams played once earlier this season in round 9 with Knox running out winners by 11 points.
Yep.
76-65, and Scherf and Planeta really sort of negated each other that night. Two big games from both those girls.
Right.
And Dandenong played that night without Beck Cole, who was out on the at the 3x3 Worlds. The Knox have got a big job tonight to try to cover Beck Cole.
Yeah.
We'll focus that on the matchups in a minute. Planeta and Scherf promises that's the two probably premier big dominant post players in this competition, along with Sarah Booth and maybe Gabe Richards as well from Bendigo. Knox are 8-2 at home. Dandenong are 5-4 on the road. The winner advances tomorrow to play Bendigo, who were surprisingly knocked off by Kilsyth.
Yeah, that was a big win for Kilsyth.
Correct.
Bendigo is also hard to beat in Bendigo, so kudos to them. I think as far as the form is concerned, I think there's two sides to that. I think Knox had clinched a playoff berth a little bit earlier than Dandenong did, so maybe that was in the back of their mind as far as form is concerned, whereas Dandenong was just fighting to stay alive with Beck Cole away in 3-on-3 in Worlds. They were just trying to find something to put together to get in, and so they kind of limped in, not in great form, but definitely in great spirit. So I'm expecting big things from them tonight.
Of course, Izzy Anstey returning from that silver medal tonight. She's not in the lineup. I saw her walking in.
Yeah.
She got a pretty big moon boot going on that right ankle.
John White was not happy about that at all.
I can imagine John White doesn't get too happy about most things. Our mate, the smiling assassin, that's what we used to call him, Section 8 Super League, the smiling one. So he'd run by you, give you a wink and a smile, and then he'd run by you and give you an elbow and a rib. So good luck tonight, Johnny, if you're watching this. I wish you all the best. This promises to be a real cracker of a game. For an elimination final, it's tough to imagine one of these teams going home tonight and their season being done, Mike. Knox, that imposing home record, 8-2.
Right.
Dandenong coming here, as you say, no Anstey and whatever, they're going to have their backs against the wall. But while they've got Beck Cole in the lineup, anything is possible. We spoke off air about her being able to get off and get hot really quickly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about her and what her mindset would be like here tonight. She's going to throw the team on her back, I assume.
Yeah, look, normally when she's in, she's a high-volume shooter. She just finds a way to put points on the board, and the girls really work well together. I think Amy does a good job of being balanced and measured and putting her in spots where she can do some good things. Spacing's normally well, and the girls understand that she's our prime scorer, so they accept that. They accept their roles, and they look for her doing what she does. She's a prolific scorer in this league, has been since she was at Nunawading, and then moved to Melbourne, I think, last year, and then to here. And she's constantly working hard, constantly working on her game, and I think the physicality of 3-on-3 has really helped her in her indoor basketball. As she's and one. She's an and one. She's a walking and one.
Yeah,
what she is.
Absolutely. Knox had their senior presentation here, and their defensive player of the year was Abby Weirong.
Right.
For the year, I'm assuming that Abby goes straight to Beck Cole.
Yeah.
Taps her on the shoulder and says, "I'm going to be in your back pocket all night."
Yeah.
We really look forward to that battle. For mine, Scherf and Planeta. Planeta she's a very good defender. Planeta.
Yeah.
She's second in the league in blocks. She blocks 2 shots a game.
Yes.
So she's a very good defender.
Yeah. They're gonna have to get her some touches early. She works better when she touches the ball early.
Yep.
She doesn't get as frustrated, and then she doesn't turn into fouls on the defensive end. Look, the benches are vastly different. I think Knox is a lot deeper than Dandenong is at this point. I mean, Rosie Fadlovich is coming off 6 weeks of not playing, so I'm not sure what she'll be able to give tonight.
I did all my pre-game prep without her in the lineup. So.
Yes. Yeah, look, she did everything she could to get back, and she's a warrior, so good on her for getting back. I had a ton of respect for her.
Absolutely.
Because she's putting her career on the line, being out there on the floor, and you appreciate that as a coach.
The starting fives are on the floor for Dandenong. It's Gillum, Clydesdale, Planeta, Fadlovich, and of course Beck Cole. And for the Knox Raiders, as Amy Clydesdale opens the account for the Dandenong Rangers, they have Bree Watman, Abby Weirung, Marina Whittle, Maddie Wild, and Lauren Scherf on the floor. Good start there for the Rangers.
Yeah, you were correct about Weirung on Cole.
Yep.
Looks like that's going to be the matchup.
Ran straight to her.
Yeah.
I expect to see Rach Quirk come off the bench and maybe get a bit of time there as well, trying to keep her out of the paint.
Yeah, we might see some players tip 40 minutes for the Rangers tonight.
Yeah. Key to them is probably maybe Fadlovich staying out of foul trouble too,
yes.
Mike. She's a very good defender. And
her fitness.
Yeah, and she can give you, that extra 12, 14 points that they might need to find from somewhere.
Yeah. Good offensive rebound there by Whittle.
She does that.
Yeah, she's a hard worker off the ball. I love her.
Averages nearly 9 rebounds a game coming into this one. So
when she came back from college 2 years ago, was playing for Nunawading. She was a really tough guard. Yeah. For me when I was over at Frankston. She can do anything.
Yeah.
Rebound, push the ball, play the 1 through the 4. Just a tremendous athlete.
And we speak about her always being able to guard an array of spots and play in any sort of spot in the rotation really other than the 5, as we see a double there at Scherf.
Looks like
get the ball out of her hands and maybe make her pass the ball. Good defensive play there from Coach White.
Yeah. I'm not sure we want to double her that far out on the floor.
No.
But might put some stress on your defense, but at least they're paying attention to detail early.
Good principles as Clydesdale punches the D again. Can't get it this time. She looks good early, Amy Clydesdale, and getting to the basket.
Yes. She did a good job with in the WNBL playoffs last season. She had a season where she had a couple of injuries, but never really got a rhythm. But when it came to the final series, she was phenomenal. Came off the bench, gave him huge minutes, and ended up playing a huge part in that final series.
Clydesdale with a job on Whittle Weirung for 3. Beck Cole's going to have to know where she is. She's normally a pretty good shooter. She averages about 40% from the 3.
Yeah.
And she'll have 2 tries from the same spot. 1 out of 2.
Nostradamus over here.
I've been called worse. Ball now with the Rangers through Cole. High on ball with Planeta.
Yeah.
And Lauren Scherf says, not in my house, Beck Cole. I assume we're going to see that a fair bit. Cole, Planeta, and high on ball situations. And Colleen's a good pop sort of player, isn't she? She's got the range.
Yeah, they'll probably fill it out. They'll see whether they're going to switch it or not, which they did. I don't know if they did that time. She just got on her and picked quickly. But we'll see how they play it, whether Colleen pops out of that or rolls out of that. If she rolls, we definitely got to look to get her the ball. If she pops, maybe continue to get into it, maybe get Scherf in foul trouble.
First sub in for the Rangers, Leah Hannafin. She's one of your youth
league look,
specials?
she's a youngie there. Plays youth league for us. Look, she's a reliable guard. She just doesn't turn the ball over. She's a special player. She's long, and she's more poised beyond her years.
She's a thief. I was doing some stuff during the week and some prep and whatever, and she is like a thief. She averages like 2 steals a game.
She's incredibly long and plays the passing lane extremely well, especially when they go to the 1-3-1. They put her at the top there, and she gets a couple of pickoffs and layups out of that. Not as aggressive offensively as we would like her to be, but aggressive enough.
Comes with age.
Yeah.
Nice 2 points from Abby Weirung getting to the basket with a lefty float, sort of half push it against the ring and see if it rolls in.
Not happy with how easy they're getting to the basket at the moment.
So we have a late call. No, we don't.
Yeah,
one off the ball.
Yeah, Rosie Fadlovich, number 1.
That's just touching it, really, I think. Yeah.
Got a good officiating crew, though.
Yeah, Phil Teal and Shannon Jennings and Dean McCarthy.
Yeah.
The always smiling Dean McCarthy. I've only ever seen him get upset once. That just drives me nuts. As a coach, does that give you the Edgars?
Yeah, look, it's probably one of those things where the game's evolved and they're changing rules, but they're not changing the parameters of the court. You know, it's a short corner. Yeah, you want them to be aware, but at the same time, you understand it.
Handoff basketball for Cole as she finds Planeta. Can't get the roll, a bit short. Rebound, Scherf. Had 26 of them last time they played.
Nice ball movement.
Yeah. Really good play there from Bree Watman to get her head up early in the backcourt.
Yeah.
And punch that defense. She saw Abby Weirung, who dimed off to Lucy Dawson, who was subbed in for Maddie Wild.
Yeah.
Clydesdale looks good early, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. She's definitely looking to be aggressive. I know all week she's been putting in the time and the effort so she can be ready for this moment.
There's that double team again, and Scherf again forced into a turnover or a sloppy pass as Cole puts Weirung on skates and blows the lay-in.
It's too easy. That's too easy.
Yeah.
I like to see Dandenong push the pace a little bit instead of settling for just half walking the ball up the floor.
Yeah.
I think a little pace will help them.
Watman.
Especially with Polenta. I think Polenta can beat Scherf up the floor.
Watman to Dawson for two on the baseline. And she gets me in trouble if I call her veteran, so if I call her veteran tonight, just tell me off.
I will.
As Cole comes up short again, she's had sort of 2 or 3 tough looks at it.
Yes.
Weirung.
It's incredible how well Knox has been able to come together as a group. I mean, it's basically a new group, from last year. And Zoe's done a really good job of getting them to gel and to mesh. And because normally it doesn't always work. You put great players together doesn't mean you'll have a great team, but they've definitely done a great job of putting it together.
Nice screen and roll. Perfect roll. Kept the defender on her back there, Colleen Planeta. And got a nice dime. Was it Cole? Sure for 3.
Oh, nice offensive rebound by...
That's the one thing about the Knox guards is that they do rebound well. Bree Watman's up around 4.5. Abby's about 5.
That's exceptional.
Yeah. Anytime you get 9 odd rebounds out of your backcourt, it's pretty good stats. So Cole, again, another tough one. Can't get it. And she's pinged for reaching.
Looks a bit frustrated coming off the floor.
And she's 2 early fouls, I think. I haven't seen the second one go up yet.
That would not be good news.
No, it's just the one. Just the one for Beck Cole. Taylor Gillam back in. Reach Quirk in for the Raiders, along with Beck Ott. So as you spoke about going to that depth, Mike, a couple of your youth league girls are in that that depth. So
yes, 3 of them.
We're hoping that you don't get too many minutes into them tonight.
Look, I think this is a one and done situation for the Rangers. So if we don't see a couple players in the high 30s, 40s, maybe even for this game, we'll be doing ourselves any favor. So the bad thing about that is they got to back it up. If they happen to be successful, they got to back it up and Bendigo tomorrow. So
Fadlovich on the pop from Clydesdale. Been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Clydesdale to Fadlovich. Dandenong Rangers basketball 101.
It's good to have him back at the club.
Yeah.
Rosie's been there, but Amy went away for a while. Now she's back. It's good to have her back.
Scherf with a low catch. Fade away on Fadlovich. Gets 2. 15-11.
A little breakdown in the defense. Didn't get the double there quick enough.
Yeah.
But good for her. She's got to go quick. She knows the double's coming now.
Yeah. Planeta, nice ball fake. It's Clydesdale relocating. No good from 3. Rebound, Scherf.
I've noticed when she brings the ball up the middle of her body, she tends to not make those. But when she keeps it on the shooting side, it goes in. So you can see from up here, came up through the middle of her body on that one and didn't get the follow through she needed to get it in.
And we have substitutions again for both teams as Beckott will shoot 2, Beck Cole back in, Ash McBean in. Good solid recruit, Ash McBean.
Oh, look, we needed it. We needed it. We with Anstie gone away for quite a lot of time. We needed another big body. With Rosie going down too, we needed someone else that could play the 4 or 5 for us, and she was a good find.
Doesn't do too much outside her skill set.
Doesn't need the ball. She doesn't need the ball. She's happy to do the dirty work and just wherever she can pitch in, she can
rebounds,
pitch in.
set picks.
Yep, great attitude.
Finish around the rim.
Great attitude, great work ethic. Yep. Been a great addition to the team.
Nice ball fake.
Now, if she can have a good, confident game, it'll make it our job a lot easier.
She ball faked the crap out of that. That was good.
Even the ball had second thoughts. There it is.
Scherf, too deep. It's too deep, and it's 2 points.
That's really good execution to see that pass all the way on the opposite side of the lane.
It's probably not a bad adjustment from Coach Carr to
put her on the weak side. Put her on the weak side and throw it over the top.
Yep. Gillum pick and roll with McBean. She's short on that one. And Knox looking to extend a 6-point lead now through Bree Watman. Weirung for 3, can't get it. Good rebound, Gillum.
It's funny because you can still feel the nervousness from in the building from the two teams. Like they still really haven't settled. So if anyone goes on a big run here, it could mean an upper hand. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's what happened last time in round 9. It was, sort of tit for tat, and then Knox sort of went on maybe a 12, 13-point run to close the second. And I could be wrong, but normally am. My wife tells me I normally am.
There is no one that is more right than you at the moment.
Again now, through hands now with Quirk. Handoff with Ott. Out to Scherf. Planeta.
Nice find.
That's an over-the-back foul. Every day of the week, doesn't matter how tall you are, if you lean forward and you make contact in the back, that's a foul.
Yeah.
That's number 1 on Lauren Scherf. She needs to stay out of foul trouble for Knox to go any way to winning this contest tonight. Lead by 6 now, just under a minute to play.
That goal coming off the double. We're going to get to the basket for the N1.
Nice, that's tough. Really tough.
She gets going downhill. She's tough to stop. She's done a really good job in the gym, strengthening her body, taking the contact, watching her play 3-on-3, the amount of time she finishes with contact. Because I don't think they even call fouls in 3-on-3, do they?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch. To be honest, man, I didn't watch any of it, and I should have. But
wow, I think some of them can come up on charges with the way they foul. But it's helped her considerably. She's, like I said, she's one of the best in the league on N1s.
I really should have watched it because 2 of my favourite players played in the men's team, Tim Conrad and Greg Heyer, 2 of my favourite NBL players, so 2 gentlemen of the game too. It was really good to see them wear the green and gold, but as normal, I didn't watch any of it. So, as it's off hands here now, Quirk pushes the tempo off to the racehorse, Beckott, and the rebounding virtuoso Marina Whittle puts it back for 2.
All right, this is
1 possession.
Crucial. You get the ball to Beck Cole, she can create another and 1.
Turns it over. Ott's got a chance here. She's got 2, 1.
Oh.
That was the Beckott. That's the Beckott corner too, we call that one.
I thought she was just going to scoop it and let it fly.
Quarter time here in the elimination final. At State Basketball Center, it's a Knox Raiders lead here, 21 points to 16.
It's like John Weiss having a conference there. Beck a bit frustrated in the first. Thought maybe she'd be hard done by with foul calls, so trying to get her roped back in. But look, I guess it's a good result for Dandenong, only being Dan Fogg.
It's been a good start by both teams. As we look at a few of the highlights here on the replay, you can see Weirung attack the paint there for 2. That was a nice move.
Yeah, I'm surprised how easily both teams got into the paint. I was expecting a little bit more resistance as far as that's concerned, because to be honest with you, Dandenong's not shooting the three that great this year. And Dandenong looking to double team Lauren Scherf, you would thought that they'd be packing it in also. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely surprised at how easy people were getting to the basket.
It's a couple of good different defensive ploys there, really. You know, Knox are quite happy to maybe switch out the big on Beck Cole as she comes off that double. Dandenong run a good double team probably 3 or 4 times at Scherf when she got that strong side. So then they changed it and they went to the weak side. You know, found that over the top ball, which 6'5" is hard to guard in anyone's language, isn't it? Let alone if you're trying to guard it, you know, with a 5'11" Fadlovic or a 6'1" Ash McBean when they come in off the bench. It's pretty evenly poised at the moment, isn't it? It's as we sort of have a look at the stats. You know, both teams, Dandenong under 40% from the field goal. Have a couple of free throws. Both teams have leading scorer has 6 points. So Dawson surprising there with 6 points for the Raiders, and Clydesdale. She looks good early, and I think Bree Watman's going to have to rethink the way she guards Amy Clydesdale a little bit here.
Yeah. I would like to see Dandenong with a little bit more pace to what they're doing. I think they're playing against a set defense doesn't really work in our favor, especially if we're not shooting the ball that well. So Knox is executing extremely well. Like I said, they're figuring it out. Dandenong looks like they're coming out in a 2-3 zone. Start the second quarter.
Yeah, with McBean in the middle. And we're underway. Raiders have Watman, Wirrung, Whittle, Ott, and Lauren Scherf on the floor in that swinger offense where they run 2 through the baseline. Ott relocates. It's Wirrung for 3. She's got one, can't get another one to her box score. And Taylor Gillum pushes for the Rangers. Cole, up fake, 2, no good.
She's got to see one go through.
Yeah, needs one to drop. That was always the way I played. Got to get one to drop.
Yeah,
it's
tough.
Good. It's tough when you're done for 9, and they're your 9 shots for the game.
Nice steal by Lauren Scherf, just didn't see her then.
Low on the shot clock now. Scherf for 3 with 1 on the shot clock. Goes from downtown.
Those are the easiest ones to shoot.
Yeah. I never got the chance. The ball was never in my hand.
Yeah, we made sure that.
Yeah. Good switching again.
We got Beck Cole on the block.
Probably not a bad spot for her to maybe get one to go in. Yeah. You know, throw her into the block and maybe get a little up fake and a cheapie.
Yeah. Not a good start to the second quarter for the Rangers. If Knox scores here, you might look to get a timeout.
That's right. Wirrung continues to be short from the floor.
Not rushing it, just not going through for her.
Planetta puts the ball on the floor. Nice turnaround.
That's normally her shot.
Yeah, she likes that.
Yeah, she's almost she's shooting like 90% on the turnaround. Nice move by Lauren Scherf.
Yeah, good up fake. Needed
and
soft
Lauren.
hands. I think that's going to be on Gillum at the back.
John coming back with Fedlovich and Hannafin.
Lauren Scherf to the line to shoot a pair. Got a box out. Coach Killers.
You kind of feel the game swaying a bit in Knox's favor. Dandenong, even though we're way up here, they do appear to be a little bit frustrated with what's going on offensively. They have to find some kind of rhythm if they can. But like I said, they're playing against a set defense every time up the floor, so their execution has to be immaculate.
This handoff game looks all right. Down screen now for Cole. She'll get open. Gets into a pick and roll situation with Planetta. Knifes the D for 2. Can't get it. Still nothing for Bet Cole. Still can't get that one to fall either. She's got about a 1 and 9 going at the minute. Has been a tough start for her.
Look, I like to get her in a middle screen and roll action, just with her and the big in space. Make Lauren make a decision whether she's going to sag off that and just attack her. Maybe you can get to the free throw line. I think she's really got to work to get to the free throw line here. So maybe get some rhythm that way. Nice shot by Becca.
Hot with one on the shot clock. Good timeout now from Coach White. He walks straight to the whiteboard.
Yeah. No pun intended.
It might have been slightly intended. no, I couldn't claim it. I couldn't claim it even if I wanted to.
I'd say probably in the timeout here, they'll probably Knox. They'll probably look to shore up their zone offense. They've made plays late in the shot clock the past two times. They haven't really gotten anything out of their zone offense as far as a clean look. Dandenong on the other end, everything's east to west. There's nothing north and south in the offense right now. So maybe get Amy Clydesdale a little bit more involved in those screen and roll actions. As she shot the ball really well in the first quarter. Well, not really well, but she actually knocked down shots from the perimeter.
Yeah, she had she did have a really good start to the first quarter. She had 6 points on 3 of 5. It's a little bit stuck in Beck Cole's hands at the moment, isn't it? And she needs to get. And
that's, I mean, we were always going to be heavy, but sometimes it's good to go away from it and then come back to it.
That's right. So she's a good facilitator too, isn't she? I mean, she's, she plays that position really in the WNBL when she gets out there. So 3-on-3 obviously helps that too. You got to find your teammates as well. So.
And it's obvious that they're keying on her as a major contributor. So maybe use her as to space the floor a little bit more for another screen and roll action with Amy Clydesdale.
Yeah. So Whittle
get her some catch and shoots.
Yeah. So Whittle on Clydesdale and Wirrung still with the job on Cole.
Here we go. Clydesdale.
3. No good. Just long.
She didn't make me look good. I called it, and you know what I mean? What's going on?
Bro, that's what happens.
She's got to make me look like I know what I'm talking about up here.
Yeah. Beckott from her favourite spot on the court. No good.
She's a good story as far as coming up through the junior program. Yeah. She's been here forever.
Absolutely.
Started, I don't know, maybe under 12 maybe, and then all the way through, and then been here through the good times and bad times. She is Knox basketball.
Local kid, Montana Jetbacks, domestic player, come in. She played all the way through her juniors. I
know coming up 3 years ago, everyone was after her trying to get that because she's such a versatile player, can play 3 positions, can shoot it.
Yeah.
She was chased down by a lot of people, but she stayed true.
She's pretty loyal.
Blue and gold.
Youth League MVP, and Clydesdale comes nice off a little on ball there. Yeah. And she always makes the one that you don't call, man. So.
But at least they've done a good job of taking Beck off the ball, I guess you could say, and just allowing her to work and find her spots.
As Whittle back cuts can't get the layup to go. Rebound Clydesdale in another on-ball situation with Planeta. I thought that was a foul.
A little tap on the elbow, but just a love tap, so it's all good.
They're the ones you need. They're the ones you need called. They're the ones that throw you off rhythm a little bit as a shooter and make you not want to go back to the next one as Wirrung can't get it. She's 1 of 5 from downtown now.
The thing is, they're clean looks. Her and Off both are getting clean looks from that corner. If they start to fall, might be in a bit of trouble. A little bit bad luck there from Fadler. She pulled the chair out from under and got the call.
I don't think she's all that happy with that call at all. And Dean McCarthy says, you need to go and get that.
Yeah.
And don't do it again.
Yeah, she just
waves the finger.
Yeah, naughty.
There's disappointment and there's disappointment in there.
Yeah. Well, she shepherded the ball over there in the corner, tried to get it out of the building. Stop Knox any way you can. Now, I know Whittle can dance with the ball.
Maddie Wild, high post catch, no good. Rebound, Hannafin. Cole kicks ahead to Planeta.
That's 2 in a row.
And that's a foul on Colleen Planeta.
White's not happy.
He is. Yep, he's not.
Looking for some support from the bench.
No one in real foul trouble yet. Just a couple of real awkward ones. A couple of real awkward calls. And nearly 3 under the bus there, mate. Having a mouthful, sorry.
Yeah.
Whittle, turn around. No good. but has the 2. I think that's what is maybe upsetting Coach White, is that stuff gets called, and then the Clydesdale one from probably
that's 2 on Cole and 2 on Fadlovich.
3 possessions ago.
Gilly coming back in the game. Now, she's a good young player.
Dandenong Jr.?
Yeah, look, she's very, very aggressive. I think sometimes when she has it going, she's really, really good, but sometimes she doesn't really understand as far as if you don't have it going, you might need to
win the heat check.
Exactly. Yeah, the heat check comes out. So, but capable of going for 30. Capable.
Taylor.
Yeah,
absolutely.
She's capable.
The lefty.
Yes.
Is what gets me. I love watching lefties. They're silky, they're crafty, they get in the spots, they know how to work their hands and their body in the positions that you just right-handers somehow don't know
This
how
is
to.
a proven fact, okay? You can take this to the bank.
Yep.
That left-handers live less, 9 years less than right-handers.
Serious?
Yes.
It's probably because they got to carry all those brain cells, as my mate Simon always tells me. He's a lefty.
So if you're a left-hander,
nice confident triple down this end from Fadlovich, and a double on Lauren Scherf. Planeta looking for the deep catch, can't get it. Hannafin relocates now through hands. On ball, Gillum.
nice cuff. And that's where Polenta's got to step up and use her speed against Lauren Scherf and not look to back her down. We're back into a 1-3-1 here.
That was a good head fake cut, really. About using different looks to get yourself open. You don't really need your body or your hands, as
Nice cut. Nice cuts to the basket. Good weak side cut.
And a good find from Scherf.
Yes.
Their first one without a...
Underrated passer, I think.
Yeah, she's been thrown the double a couple of times and made some errors and some turnovers, so it's nice for her to find somebody open. As Planeta nearly loses the handle.
What Knox has been able to do against the zone is turning into a man-to-man, because once they switch sides of the floor, Dandenong's not keeping their structure, and they're actually guarding as a man-to-man, so then there's space in there for the guards to get in and to cut, and you get some easy looks on the weak side. A little high-low action again.
Nice look again, and Taylor Gillum down the other end here went past Bree Watman like she was standing still.
Look, so if she's hitting shots early, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Do you get to play her tomorrow?
No. She's strictly NBL1.
Aged out? Or?
No. Just made her bones last year in Siebel, and just kept with it.
Whittle with that nice little transition attack, hezzy jump shot that's so profound in the 3-on-3 sort of neck of the woods. She's a baller. Has 2 points for the Rangers, cuts it back to 9, 36-27 now. Just on 3 minutes to play here in the first half, second quarter action now. Still in this 1-3-1 zone. Watman penetrates, goes looking for 2. Scherf with the offensive rebound, stick back, and that's back to double figures now. 38-27.
Look, if Dandenong get into this lead, just below 10 going into halftime, I think they'll be okay with that. Knox, on the other hand, has a really good opportunity. They've missed some wide open threes. I say maybe 4 or 5. Good help defense there.
Planeta with the little sideways step,
Shifty
jump shot. Yeah, like
shifty jump shots.
She's got some good footwork, Mike. I like watching her play.
Yes, she has great feet work.
Yep. And she is she's a good story, isn't she? I think she's a Canadian, is that right?
No, she's American, I believe.
Okay, came out of here, played in the Big V for Hume City.
Yeah, played for Hume City for 2 years with D out there, and she was the MVP of the league for 2 years straight, and then finally got her call up to the WNBL, and she was actually contemplating retirement this year.
Was she?
Yeah, and she got talked out of that because she got a teaching opportunity in Melbourne, so she was going to be here anyways, and kind of fell in our lap. So it was and of course her and Amy played together, so we were able to talk her into it. Now she's headed back to Sydney. She's headed to Sydney for WNBL.
Okay.
Yeah, she's headed to Sydney.
At the Flames?
Yeah.
Yep, nice. Good pickup, good recruit. Doesn't do anything outlandish or anything silly, really. He just makes the most of her skill set, as Gillum punched the D really hard and went to the line, as she's missed the first. Give me a call here, man. Makes the first or makes the second. And no good for 2. And it's a 9-point lead, under 2 minutes to play now here. Elimination semi-final. NBL1, the winner advances to see Bendigo tomorrow.
They'd be disappointed. Bendigo?
Yeah, they would be. And I don't know what happened. Like, I was watching that game, and then all of a sudden they say Tess Madgen's not playing, and then Nadine Payne's not playing, and Bianca Duffelmeyer's not playing, and they may only get one back tomorrow. They may only get Tess back tomorrow. Right. So I don't know what's wrong with Nadine, and as we check the replay here, Scherf from downtown before.
I said all they need to do is get a couple of those open looks to go down, because it's not like they're missing them because of a contest. Just not knocking, just not hitting the bottom of the basket. So Dandenong lucky just to be down, a few here.
Yep.
They need to have a couple good offensive possessions and get a stop and see if they can cut this lead down.
This is the nice pick and roll with Clydesdale, the one that you didn't call. And she missed the one previous, but yeah, foul trouble, over the backs there, and Gillum with a nice punch there. She, as we said, she went by Watman like she was standing still, and Bree's got to move her feet a bit better there, so Planetta, nice jump shot. Right. So she's been good now, Colleen Planetta. She's up to just the 2 points on a 1 of 5, and that's probably the story of the game at the minute, Mike. 9 of 27. 4 on the field for the Dandenong Rangers and 11 for 29 for the Knox Raiders. So you've got to get that shooting percentage back up to around about 40 here. And
you can put it down to nerves and just trying to feel each other out, but I think Knox just looks very comfortable at the moment with what they're doing. Dandenong's still trying to find where they can land their punches.
Gillum goes to Cole, who attacks the body of Scherf and gets a reward for 2. Not something that you would normally see.
Yeah.
Lauren, Beck Cole posting up Lauren Scherf and
yeah,
going to the basket. But
see what impact that has with her coming out.
That's a 2-second personal foul situation for Lauren Scherf, so she goes to the bench. And Dawson replaces Scherf.
Good call with 1:26 left in the second. You got yourself an 11-point lead. There's only what, 4 possessions left, maybe.
That third personal is a coat, just a killer really, and
it's kind of like the 2-goal in soccer. If you're up 2 goals, do you continue to pressure, or do you fall back and protect the 2-goal lead?
I always used to teach my kids to win the game.
Yeah,
just play and just win the game.
Yeah.
If you win by 15 or you win by 30,
keep playing.
It's better than having a 15-point lead with 6 minutes to go and losing by a point, trying to hang on to the game. So we always used to just stay aggressive and keep trying to play that aggressive style of basketball. Keep trying to put the ball in the hole.
Be who you are, no matter what the situation is.
At the end of the day, that's the idea of the game, isn't it? Put the ball in the hole more times than the other team does.
Nice drive to the basket. Just couldn't see the reward. See if Beck Cole getting to the basket here, looking for the N1. Smart play to pull it out. Might look to post up Planetta here against Lucy.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Good step through. Janice Euro couldn't get it. Dawson. Unfamiliar role for her with the ball in her hand, pushing the ball down the floor. Staying in an aggressive double as Hannafin uses her length.
Dawson. Nice rebound. Way run, get an extra possession. Now they can hold for a shot.
Quirk punches the D to Watman for 3. No good. Dawson, another one. And they'll hold 10 seconds. We're on.
I can't say that was a bad idea because it worked out. If it didn't, I was just going to say, that's how we did it. Monday day quarterback. Great screen by Planetta.
Clydesdale punches the D. High float game. Gets the 2 to end the half. And it's a 9-point lead going into halftime here in the elimination semi-final. It's 42 points to 33. Knox Raiders leading by just 9 points. We check out a few of the stats here in this contest.
I think Dandenong are going to be ecstatic, but they got to be happy that they're in the game. They have an opportunity. Probably John White in the locker room is going to talk to them a little bit about their efficiency on the offensive end, maybe attacking the basket a little bit more. They did a good job late in the second doing that and scoring with the clock stopped to get back in it. Knox, on the other hand, look, like I said, they're getting great looks. It's just not knocking them down, and sometimes it goes that way. If they can start knocking down those threes in the second half, they could definitely make a big cavern for Dandenong to try to get across.
Just 2 of 14 from downtown for Knox. They're normally a pretty good, efficient side from outside. They normally shoot that ball around about 35, 36% for most of the games. Lauren Scherf leads the way with 13 points in the contest. She's got a double-double already, and she's hard to stop.
Yeah.
And Clydesdale is the leading scorer with 10 points for the Dandenong Rangers. And Planetta's got 8 and Cole 6. Taylor Tape really is that field goal percentage for both teams is 42 for the Knox Raiders, and they've been a little bit more successful getting to the free throw line when they get there. They're 6 of 6, 100%. And the rebounding count here is 30 to 16 for the Knox Raiders in their advantage. So the second opportunities for Knox has been able to give them extra chances to get to the basket, Mike.
30 rebounds in the first half.
They've got 13
incredible. Second
chance points, 24 in the paint. It's about the story of the game at the moment. So we'll be back with the second half live from the State Basketball Centre in about 8 minutes. She's pinged for reaching.
That's where they got to back it up and Bendigo tomorrow. So we'll see how that
Fadlovic
goes.
on the pop from
Yeah, but Amy went away for a while. Now she's back. It's good to have her back.
Scherf with a low catch. Fade away on Fadlovic. Gets two.
She brings the ball up the middle of her body. She tends to not make those, but
Nice ball fake.
she can have a good. There it is.
Scherf, too deep. It's too deep, and it's 2 points.
That's really good execution. There it is.
Scherf, too deep. It's too deep, and it's 2 points.
That's really good execution from the two teams. Like, they still really haven't settled. So if anyone goes on a big run here, it could mean an upper hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Coming off the double. Looking to get to the basket for the N1.
Nice. That's
and
tough.
There you go.
Really tempo. Off to the racehorse. Beckott and rebounding. The rebounding. Welcome back to the coverage on the NBL1 YouTube channel. Semi-final action. We've got the second half underway here. Knox Raiders versus Dandenong. I'm joined up here in the boondocks. Never been this.
There's a fair few steps to get up here that quickly, big man.
Bro, I've never been up this high in this stadium in my life.
It's just us and the pigeons.
Mate, we normally sit about halfway up. No word of a lie. And when we get in here, it's cold halfway up.
Right.
And then you get all the way up here, and all the heat's levitating out of the roof. And
heat rises. I learned that in science class.
Spot on.
Back in 6th grade.
I didn't do science too well, man.
All right. Are we in for a crack of the second half, I think?
My science teaching comes from Breaking Bad, so I shouldn't say that. I'll probably get in trouble.
Nah.
So we're on about 5 seconds away from getting this second half underway. The Knox Raiders have come out. Maddie Wild is the only change in the lineup from their starting 5. And she's replaced by Lucy Dawson. But funny, they had 6 players for a game here one day. It was late in the season, and I walked past Lucy at one point. She goes, "Duck, we're going to play tomorrow." I'm not used to playing 35 minutes anymore, so I said, "Get home and have an ice bath, Lucy, and chill out for a bit."
I was actually in Nunawading coaching youth league when Lucy was still there, and then doing her nursing degree, and then she went away from the game and came back. It was good to see her. She's a great player, very versatile, very good person.
Been very solid for a long time.
Start that with that curl action.
Again.
Tough finish.
Yeah, tough one again for Cole. So she's got a 1 of 10 or 12 going at the minute. Whittle for 3.
There you go. That's the Whittle I know. When she first came back from college, man, she would just dance with the ball, get into space, and just kill you. She's a 25-point-per-game scorer in the Siebel, I think her first year.
She hits double figures now. She's 11 points. Cole just hasn't been able to get it going, Mike. She's got a 1 of 10 as she back cuts Weirung, almost screaming for the ball. Dawson, good defensive play, comes up with it. And marshals the troops now on ball. Whittle and Scherf attacks it, re-attacks it. Deep catch, Scherf. That's 2.
Got to get in.
Quickly.
I like to see Amy Clydesdale run for Amy Clydesdale this possession.
Through hands, Gillum now. Planetta. It's stagnant on the strong side here now. On ball, Cole hits Fadlovic. He's been good tonight. Can't get the trifecta to go this time. Rebound, Whittle. She's just like, she takes it, she's that, you know, Scottie Pippen mold, you know, like I grew up watching Scottie Pippen take the rebound off the rim and then bring it down the floor and then get teams into the triangle. So she dances, attack, good physical play against Cole. Scherf.
And that's what we talked about. We talked about the three-pointers. If they're able to start knocking them down, then it's going to be trouble for Dandenong. They're playing a 2-point game and Knox is playing a 3-point game.
2 makes to start the second half. Through hands,
Knox
Fadlovic.
has done a good job of pushing the defense out past the 3-point line. Everything they're getting is one-on-one, 2 meters outside the 3-point line.
Double dribble. Marina Curious.
Plus she dropped it.
Yeah.
She dropped it like it's hot. It's like the Afro song played and she dropped it.
Shout out to one of the GOATs, greats, Snoop Dogg. Should have worn my Snoop Dogg socks tonight.
He'd have been good.
Oh, they are good socks too, Mike. Trust me.
High screen. Ray rung on Cole. Cole looks to beast her way to the basket. Can't get it to roll. Now she normally makes those.
Wayrung draped all over her then.
Yeah. Nice hot.
High lob, and it's a timeout. An early one here to spend, and the lead is quickly 19 points here to start the third quarter. 7-14, just not even 3 minutes played here, and Coach White's had to go to the timeout. But he's had to go there to stop the momentum. You know, Knox have put 8 on the board really quickly, or 9 on the board really quickly here, Mike. So it's
they're searching right now. Dandenong's just searching for something that's going to work instead of just letting the ball go through hands. I think they're playing a little bit too much one-on-one, trying to get 4 points back every possession. Just not going to get it done. We also got to do a better job on their defensive end of stopping, getting some stops. I think we're doing the right thing by trying to get to the basket, but it just looks stagnant. You know, Beck goes to her screen and roll action. Everyone else is standing around, not cutting back door, making themselves available, just hoping to see some magic happen. I think they're going to have to start playing more of a team game on the offensive end, just to try to plug some holes into the Knox defense. Right now they're comfortable. They're sitting back on the split line, just watching things happen. So
the 2 situations that Beck's been involved in pick and roll action here in this quarter to start, the screener has popped.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, maybe if they roll, they open it up a little bit, or they take a defender away, and it opens up the weak side for Clydesdale to get open, or Gillum to knock in a triple.
It'll also create the mismatch you're looking for. Maybe slip a couple of them. So now you got Amy on.
Gillum, I thought she was fouled. She thought she was fouled.
They're letting her play. So Coach White's gone to LT Poa on the floor.
Yeah.
See what he can get from her. Now she can definitely create off the dribble. Maybe give you a little bit different look.
Good rotating play, and Planetta not happy with that one.
A little bit hard done by. I thought it was a good hands-on ball. Maybe a jump ball in that situation.
It would have been back in the day, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Watman inbounds. Wirrung shirt. Dawson wants it against Poa. Another nice long athlete. You get to coach her too. LT.
Yeah, look, she's very, very gifted at scoring, and her length also helps defensively. Normally, when she plays with youth leagues, we put her on the 3, and she can cause some havoc in the backcourt when the ball gets to them. She's always at the top of the press. So just her with Hannafin, and just makes us extremely big. And if she gets hot, she's good for about 30 points.
Gillam's been tidy tonight, Mike. She's into 6. She's shooting the ball at 50%. Maybe she can get you a couple of little cheapies here.
It's the others. It's the others. It's someone other than Beck Cole and Amy Clydesdale. So, there's space and room out there. You just have to trust the other people you're on the floor with and see if they can get something done for you.
Watman calls in a triple, and the connection's successful. Gillam to Fadlovic, up fake, foul line jump shot. Dawson with the rebound and pushing the tempo now. Attacks it all the way. Good defensive play from Clydesdale to get a hand on it.
Good hustle by Whittle.
Yeah, good hustle by both players there. Gillam has come up with it for the Rangers.
Now, this is dangerous territory for the Rangers. They have to bite into this lead. You don't want to go into the 4th down 20. It's as efficient as Knox is working. Going to that turnaround.
Planeta, nice.
That's that turnaround. Normally you like to go the other way as a righty, but she likes to come back against the grain. She's shooting in the high 90s on that turnaround jump shot.
I'm a firm believer in whatever works for you, really.
Yeah.
If it works, don't change it. If it's 90% on any turnaround is money for jam for mine.
They missed Lauren on a mismatch down low, but ends up in the right hands, I think. Just couldn't knock it down. Once again, you got to. If you're John Watt, you can't be happy with the number of open threes
for Knox.
Yeah.
We're going to have a foul called here, and it's going to be Rangers ball. We're going to have substitutions both sides. Hannafin in. And Gillam out, and Dawson goes to the bench for the Raiders and replaced by Beck Ott.
Look, the thing about Beck Cole, no matter how she's played in this first 3 quarters, I know she's due. She stays positive. I think she has a really good confidence in her game, and I'd probably look to get her back in here with maybe about 2 minutes to go, see if she can't get a rhythm going, and just ride her all the rest of the way out. Just take whatever she gives you. Nice roll to the basket there, Amy Clydesdale.
All of a sudden, it's 16 now, and another stop here, and as Ott attacks hard, can't get it. Planeta taps it to Fadlovic on the rebound. Clydesdale's come up trailing.
Yeah. Looks like she's
right.
ailing a bit. I don't know. She really didn't get out on that break, and this is what I think. They're playing a little bit faster. What they need to do, get out in transition, see if you can be sharp up the floor and get some easy baskets, or at least get some fouls going to the basket so you can score when the clock stops.
Of course.
Let's play a little faster.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the insights of a man who looks to take on the championship in the Youth League division in the Big V tomorrow. Mike Brookins, the head coach of the Dandenong Rangers Youth Women, and you don't get that sort of insight. You run-of-the-mill clubs, man. It's a real pleasure to have you here tonight, and your insight's fantastic. And on behalf of the Knox Raiders, we wish you all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
We want you to beat the Melbourne Tigers, man.
All right, I'll do my best.
And take the team as far as you can.
It's all about the coaches. We know that. The players are just a byproduct of great coaching. That's all that is. So.
Spot on, man. Clydesdale for 3. It was 3. Looked very toe on the line to me from up here. On top of the state.
If anybody knows anything about toeing the line, that's you, buddy.
I'm not allowed to do anything else.
And
1.
Unlucky for LT Paul. Good contest. Just got her on the follow through.
As we see here on the replay, Whittle in. Yeah, just swiped that hand down and sort of made contact with that arm coming through.
Right.
It's going to be an AM1 bonus for Marina Whittle. And just when Dandenong had started to make a little bit of inroad, a big three, cut it to 13. Up pops Whittle, 2 points, and one on the way.
They got some different faces on the floor, so the scouting report doesn't go this deep against Dandenong. So they're able to get a little bit more out of this group, maybe just by execution, because you're not sure what LT is going to do. You're not sure what Hennefin's going to do. You know.
Planetta from way downtown, no good. Long rebound ends up with Ott. Quiet night by Beck Ott standards.
And Clydesdale looking to attack. LT Poa, step back. They might need to try to maybe speed it up a bit by maybe extending their pressure past half court. Maybe see if they can get a couple of turnovers.
Little change up.
Yeah, just change it up. See, because what we're doing now is we're playing against a set defense every time. Planetta looks like she's getting a bit frustrated with the physical contact.
Nice.
It's funny because she's in the backcourt here and she looks like she's about to die, and then she goes to the front court and she knocks down a shot.
Watman trying to marshal the troops now and extend this lead again from 15.
They'd be disappointed if it's not 15 or higher at the end of this quarter, because they've done a good job of getting this lead. And they can pretty much put them away if they can continue to score. Looks, her touch underneath the basket is phenomenal. I mean,
it's improved a lot, hasn't it?
Just her development, just in the past 2 years, has come along. I always thought that if she ever got with a coach that showed a lot of confidence in her and just let her play, that she would just blossom, and she's done that. So credit to Zoe for being able to, because that's been her coach the past 2 years, to get her to this point. And I look for her to have a really good WNBL season, whereas last year she was coming off the bench behind an American. You know, maybe she finds her spot here in the starting lineup in a WNBL squad, and she can then flourish.
You're gonna have to tell me where she's signed, because I've no idea.
I don't either. I don't know.
Canberra,
she's
maybe.
Back. Maybe she's back. She's back there. I'm not sure. Back where she was last year. There's a turnaround.
Planetta she demanded that ball, as she was open on more than one occasion, and then just screamed at Beck Cole, "Throw it to me."
She is a consummate professional and competitor.
Werung for 3.
That's good to see. Good to see from her.
She had a rough first half.
Yeah, look, she struggled shooting it when she left Ballarat for the Canberra or Adelaide.
Yeah,
she struggled shooting it that first year, and then she came back home last year. She was all right. She started to find her form again, but she was a young player coming through the Ballarat system who I thought really had an opportunity to push to be an opal, and if she can continue to grow and shoot the ball at the clip that she's having, then she still may have that opportunity.
Whittle with a tough look for the Raiders. It's dried up a little bit for Knox here as Cole chased off the 3 by Watman.
Needs this.
Can't get it. Slow tempo now from the Raiders, almost walking the ball up the floor.
Smart on their part. No need to rush the game. There's only you know, about 10 minutes left to go in this game. So
Werung back-to-back triples.
I wonder how many minutes Clydesdale's on at the moment. She looks like she's struggling a bit.
Hasn't subbed out yet. Oh, maybe has had 90 seconds on the pine.
Yeah.
She's played 30. Or close enough to 30.
Shows on that shot.
Yeah.
Should get a little bit extra. Probably get her a break if they can in the first part of the set, for the fourth quarter. Hennefin's done a good job. I'll be looking for Werung here. Bad luck for Beck Cole. That's her 3rd foul. She can't find it. Just can't get that rhythm going.
Reaching foul or something?
Yeah.
I missed that.
No, just she little body check.
Little body check
coming
on
out
the
of
replay.
Yeah.
So not a bad foul. Make Knox play the last 4.2 seconds here off a set play.
I know
see what you've got.
I know Becker, she'd be really disappointed at the moment, but she's got to maintain her composure.
We're rejected by Hannafin. She puts it on the floor, gets it off. Can't get it.
Yeah, she's got to maintain her composure and come out here and lead this squad in this last quarter. This lead is not insurmountable. Plenty of teams have come from 20 back, or just recently we had a team come from 20 back in the NBL. I think it was on the men's side. So it's gonna come down to whether they can speed the game up, get some turnovers, and get some stops, and maybe score with the clock stop. Start going to the basket early, and then once they start to suck in, then start maybe looking for those 3 points off penetration. But this screen and roll, one-on-one, trying to get to the basket thing is just not working for us at the moment. It's got to get that ball moving. Trust your teammates, trust everybody on the floor, and spread Knox out and see what you can do with it. But Knox needs to continue to just be steady. That's what they've been. They've just been steady. They haven't been overly exciting on the offensive end or overly exciting on the defensive end. It's almost like they're just giving Dandenong the rope and letting them do the damage to themselves.
Spot on, Mike Brookins. There's a reason why you're coaching a championship game tomorrow, or game one of a championship series, and I'm sitting here. I'll be lifting concrete at my brother-in-law's.
I'll get you a ticket.
Thanks. I still don't reckon I could get out of it. Some three-quarter time stats for you. Knox shooting the ball at 44%. They picked it up there. Their three-point percentage is picked up too. They made 4 in that quarter from 7 tries. We're influential there in shooting the ball. She looked confident.
Yeah, just straight in rhythm.
She spent a bit of time on the bench, and maybe that was like a little bit of time there to refresh, get set, and find your feet, etc. She's got 13 points in the game now. Scherf leads the way with all scorers, 22 points and 12 rebounds for Lauren. Amy Clydesdale leads the Dandenong Rangers with 16 points. They haven't had any impact on the rebounding at all, and you would expect that with a 6'5", almost opal center out there.
Honestly, where I give Scherf credit is she puts herself in position to get those extra possessions. She's constantly moving. She's not just standing in the lane. When people are driving into the lane, she's presenting. She's in their eye line so they can see her as their peripheral vision, and it's just a matter of just throwing it up. And then she's catching the ball and she's finishing. So she's having a good game. I don't know. Do you try to be a little bit more physical with her and get into her head? Or, I mean, it's a little too late for that now, but maybe you just make it a track meet and wear her out.
Watman opens the scoring here in the fourth quarter as Cole tries to get going, still can't get it. Planetta, good rebound.
She's got to stay aggressive, even though she hasn't hit shots. She's still got to be aggressive.
Absolutely. Knox are expecting the ball to go there, and they're expecting it to drop at some point for her, aren't they?
Yeah. I doubt they'll stop continuing to pressure her.
Good
there we go, a little bit of trap there. Get that ball moving. Got 12 on the shot clock. Now they may have to. Good defense there.
Messes up your setup, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It breaks it down a little bit. Now you got to try and score out of 8 seconds. So
instead of them just dribbling up the floor, everybody gets to get in their comfortable spots and run through the offense. They're throwing a wrinkle at them, so they have to make one-on-one plays. Now, to be honest with you, Knox has plenty of guards that can make one-on-one plays for themselves, but we just defensively haven't made them have to do it.
Cheap foul with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Are they the reason why you don't have much hair going on anymore?
Yeah, look, basketball IQ in those situations, as to be honest with you, is lacking through a lot of juniors, to be honest with you, just, like knowing the foul count and not fouling with 44 seconds left, to give them extra possessions.
From your perspective, as a coach, I grew up watching a lot of basketball. I would watch, and we didn't have coverage here in Australia kids do now. You can log on to YouTube and watch anybody, and you can watch Euro games. KO Sports is phenomenal for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you teach it? you know, or how do you encourage kids to watch it, and you sit down and watch games, or do they watch tape? How do you do it?
I went on a rant probably about a week ago about players who love to play basketball.
With your group, or
no, not with just my group, with just players in general with this generation. There are players that are in love with the game, and there are players that are in love with the idea of just being basketball players.
Yeah.
And it's few and far between. And when you have a lot of players who are just in love with just being, a basketball player, that's where the sense of entitlement and all that stuff comes from. But ultimately, what I try to do with my girls is I try to pick an athlete that I feel they resemble, and I tell them to do some homework on them.
The Thief comes up with one there.
There you go.
We spoke about her.
Yeah. So, like, we have a nice long athlete who can jump out of the gym, can shoot it, but it's just not very aggressive offensively. I made her meet Becca Spider, plays for New York Liberty.
Beck Allen.
Yeah, Becca Allen.
Yeah.
And similar body shape, stuff like that. So, and now she's been watching her and corresponding with her, and she's coming along and to be a much more aggressive offensive player. It's helped her out. So
that's a really good thing for a young athlete, isn't it? Like for them to be involved, with their senior players in their program. I don't know, Beck's not a Dandenong junior.
No, not at all. She was just in the area. Yeah. Came and trained for a couple of times, and just to get some shots up before she went back to the United States. And she was there. It was an opportunity, so I went and introduced her, and then
why not take it? Why not take it? And even coaching young kids and groups, like we used to tell them. I used to tell my kids to watch as much as you can. Watch it and just find your favorite player and watch their clips on YouTube, and cut it and watch their games when they're on telly, when they play, and so on. And it's hard to teach, isn't it, basketball like you.
You have to love the game. You just simply have to love the game. If you don't love playing basketball, then it's not going to happen. And the problem is there's more kids who like I said, who love the idea of being a basketball player as opposed to loving the game itself. So, if you love the game, of course you're watching. You love the game, so that's why you watched it. No one had to tell you to watch it. These days, you got LeBron making millions and making money and all that kind of stuff. But it's funny because those guys actually love the game.
Yeah. Gillum sneaks in, can't get the two. It's kicked out to 21 points here, Mike. 71-50. There's about 7 minutes to go. Dandenong need a real injection of something to try to get back into this one. Maybe a full court, something or other, or what's he got in his kit bag that can get back here?
They are what they are. There's not much you can draw up. It's just going to come down to defensive energy and being active. Sometimes you throw caution into the wind and say, okay, let's go back to under 12, and everybody just chase the ball and see what we can come up with. But it's starting to get to a point. They get to 5 minutes, and this lead is still holding. It's going to be tough to break it. They have to make a run within the next minute and a half, at least cut it to 15 to give themselves an opportunity. But I'm just not sure they have the three-point shooters to bring it back. Nice little move by Marina Whittle.
She's a baller. Flat out, can just ball and do a bit of everything, and that's why we love her here at Knox Basketball.
There we go.
Clydesdale from downtown cuts into it.
Now we got to get a stop.
That's it.
There's not a sense of urgency.
Spot
on. The way we're defending. It's just we're allowing them to go where they want to go. There's not much contact on cutters.
A lot of bumping, is there, or anything like that?
Yeah, so the thing, you win on defense by disrupting offense. At this level, they should be able to get shots. So you're looking, okay, are those shots contested? If they're contested and they're making them, you'll live with that. But ultimately, you can't just allow them to run where they want to run and do and just feel comfortable and not feel you. You have to make them feel you. And if you bump a player cutting through, then maybe that's a turnover because the timing of the pass isn't right. But right now, Knox is cruising on all cylinders, and we're not really showing much resistance defensively.
Gillum steps through, can't get the right hand layup to go there. As Quirk had it stuffed, as you see here on the replay, just got planetted. Second in the league in blocks for a reason.
And look, to John's credit, he is working with a short hand, as far as his depth is concerned. Had some
No
players go
Anstey.
away. Yeah, no Anstey. So, you're relying on these players to get to play big minutes. And when it gets to this point in the game, you're down 20. You need to dig deep for that energy to get back, especially against a good team. It's just hard to do. I mean, you have to give Knox credit. They're a good team. They're a very good team. So, I mean, if they were a middle-of-the-road team, you could probably, make some inroads. But I don't see with all the experience Knox has and the talent that they have that they're going to let this get too out of hand.
In saying that now with a 20-point lead and about 5 minutes to go and knowing that you're probably maybe on the way to Bendigo tomorrow, what point does she...
I'd say probably about, you look at possessions, okay, how many possessions are left in the game and how many scores can they get in those possessions? Yeah. So you're looking at possessions. So for me right now, you're looking at maybe, 10 for about another 20 possessions in the game. Yeah. So I'd probably wait till about 3.5 minutes if we're in anything less than 14 points. So I might pull a few plugs here, but I'd definitely keep Lauren on the bench for a while. I'd probably take leave Wei Rung on the bench for a while, and then maybe switch those out, or maybe pull Marina Widow out a little bit early and put Wei Rung back in so she can continue her form. But just switch in position, switch your guards out in those positions, not having them both on the floor at the same time.
3 ball from Amy Clydesdale, another block for Planeta. She's pleading for a foul, and unfortunately she gets called for one herself here. It's incredibly frustrated there. You can see her just about pleading with Dean McCarthy.
I see there was contact, but she was stationary also on the replay. Let's see the replay. No replay there. That's all right. I don't think there was much in it.
Just to hand out some bad news that the Cats have been beaten by the Dockers tonight of 30-odd points. So I'm gonna go home. Maybe drown my sorrows. Yeah, can't believe it.
Oh, there you go.
Very disappointed.
I'm very disappointed also. We just
3 more for the Rangers there to cut it to 15 now, Mike.
Let's get back to Geelong, right?
Back to 15.
The fact that we play down to our competition just kills me.
75-60 as Marina Whittle maybe taps a little, just a bit of hammer work on the first. Nail there.
Wei Rung's been in for a while also. I might give her a bit of a break. Lucy. Yeah, there's
Wei Rung up off the bench now. Watman delivers to Ott. Right hand push pass. Practice your push passes, kids, if you're listening and watching. Practice your push passes.
Speaking of pushing, we need to push the ball. She's got a lane there to the basket. She's got to take that.
She should have taken that on there. She feeds Planeta, who gets the roll for 3. And it's back to 15.
It's all right. Knox just needs to slow it down.
3.5.
Don't put up a shot with less than 4 seconds on the clock.
The ball through hands now with Beckott, Dawson.
There you go. Just
on
run
ball.
Run clock. There
she
you
wants
go.
it, and she's been pinged. And we'll go to the line for 2. Leah Hannafin picking up the personal there, as you can see. Good pass from Whittle.
Yeah.
And just got her on both the forearm and the elbow. Pretty big whack there from Hannafin. So
I guess we've seen the last of Beck Cole for the evening. With that, I want to say that congratulations to her for a phenomenal year, not just in the NBL1, but 3-on-3. She deserves everything that she's getting at the moment, and she's been a huge addition to the Dandenong family, and I wish her great success moving forward. Same thing. It was great to have Amy Clydesdale back. I know she was admired by a lot of the young players coming through, and it was good to have her back also. Colleen Valenta, she's been a great addition also. I know we all train together, our youth league and NBL1, and just the valuable leadership that she gave.
I assume you all train together a little bit there, or
yeah, we all train together. The youth league, under 20s, and NBL1, we all train together. We scrimmage together, so they have a lot to do with each other.
Thadlovich, corner three. It's the wrong side of the corner of the backboard, and we've got line change here for the Knox Raiders as Santa Maggio, Chatfield.
So what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking, wow, we got to go to Bendigo tomorrow to play against a team who would be extremely upset with the result and been clearly the best team in the league to this point?
I look at Bendigo and I watched that whole game on Friday night, and they looked very flat.
Yeah.
It was like they came here, 3 weeks ago for Indigenous round. They played here. Knox had maybe 7 suited up players that night.
Right.
Bendigo took them to task and obviously won by about 20.
Yeah.
Wilson was tough that night. She's tough all the time.
Right.
She tried to throw the team on her back a little bit last night on Friday night and couldn't get the team to go with her.
Right.
Richards and Tobin, Tobin got, she got played a little bit by Booth and Downey and so on. So,
but that's a tough, veteran savvy team, Killside. I mean, it wasn't unheard of for them to go, and they've been in a lot of situations like that. They've been in a lot of dogfights, and they've been unlucky, to be honest with you. So for them to come on top this time, it's got to be a huge, breath of fresh air for that group.
We had them here in round 1,
right.
and I spoke to Sam that night, and she said we got nobody here, and we got Al still playing. Al was playing in the grand final,
right.
For the AFLW and so on. So they had nobody, and I did a game over at Kilsyth a while back, and they were, they played against Frankston, who were scrappy,
right.
and not that Frankston was. Play
right.
a scrappy style of basketball, but they scrapped for everything,
yeah.
and they played every possession for them, and they had nothing to lose, and Kilsyth sort of didn't respond that day.
Right.
So it was good. Like, they had all cylinders. Downey made some big triples in the third.
Right.
She's a real handy asset to that team and so on. I would wait and see what Bendigo put out. There's Magin might be the only one that they get back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nadine Payne might still be out. Duffermeyer might still be out. So if that's the case, they're a beatable
spoke to you
side.
soon. Ben Cole's coming back in the game. Looks like Zoe's emptied her bench though. What some of these young players coming through? Where are they from?
So Lani Chatfield is she's a state player here. She's a under 16 and under 18 gold medalist.
Okay.
She's a member of our under 14 national winning team.
Really? She's
in
young.
Newcastle, 2015. She's only 16 years of age.
That's awesome.
She's a really good shooter of the ball. They have her as this as a point guard of the future type role who can knock in the triple.
It's amazing she's that young. She's already playing.
Yeah.
In the NBL. This would be some great experience for her.
Charlie's Dunner's just checked in.
I'm familiar with her. She's had a really good career. Really good player.
That they took a group about 4 years ago to the Nationals in Newcastle in 2015. I was lucky enough to take the boys team, and both Chatfield and Dunn were aside Paige Price and Abby Lee Wood, who's now a Dandenong Rangers junior, etc. So
nice move by the youngster.
Santa Maggio, who's a WNBL development player last year.
Right.
So she's relished that. She's like the microwave, like old Vinnie Johnson can just sub in and get buckets, and she's had to in certain places. So the future when you look down there and you see what might be coming through our youth league, with Georgia Baldwin and Sophie Agarakis when she comes back from her.
Yep.
That local content is always going to be pretty good, and I think Beck Ott's going to play for a long time. Quirky's going to play for a long time. As Dunn looks for three, can't get it. Chatfield's the point guard or the guard of the future here, really. So is Ash McBean's going to get two? No, she's not. Is that Ellie Morgan?
Yes, I would love to see her put that shot up. She's one of my youthies.
Yeah.
She's also been extremely big part of and important to our youth league side. Her speed is just off the charts. She's developed into a 3-and-D.
Yep.
Can also get to the basket and put her in the middle of our press, and the amount of balls that she steals and gets back, she's phenomenal. So.
Good hands from Chatfield to finish the contest here. It's a emphatic victory, really, for the Knox Raiders. They were pretty dominant here in the second half, coming out after half-time, and have taken the chocolates here in the elimination semi-final, 86-65. We'll run you through some quick stats for the game. As Knox shooting the ball at 43%, 33 from downtown, and really dominated the rebound count here, 55-34, which resulted in 20 second chance points, which is 20-5 in the second chance points, and that's probably the tail of the tape, really.
Yeah, look, that I'd be hard pressed. I would think Knox would have had at least around 20 assists, maybe. It just seemed as though
22.
There you go, 22 assists. They did a really good job of finding each other and knocking down shots. I think Dandenong would be a little bit disappointed tonight, just because I know they've been working extremely hard and they're a good group of girls. But ultimately, Knox was just better on the day.
That's what it's like, isn't it? Now, and every game's sort of you're playing for your life now, really, and you got to come out and you got to put it on the park. So, leading scorers, Scherf had 22, and Clydesdale matched her with 22 for the Dandenong Rangers. She was ably helped by Colleen Planetta with 19. Whittle had 20 and 18 tonight.
That was quiet 20, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She didn't start off the game.
Just went about it. Went about it. And Weirung chimed in with 15. Bree Watman had 10 dimes for the Knox Raiders out of 22, and Amy Clydesdale had 8 of 11 assists for the Dandenong Rangers. So it's a tough one tonight for the Dandenong Rangers. They'll be proud of what they've had, for the season. They've had games where they've had 7 or 8 players, due to people not being available, Anstey being out, and for long periods, and Beck Cole being out for long periods, and as she walks straight up to Mum and gets a consolation hug there over the back. So,
and that's a good, like I said, and every single one of these players has a great future ahead of them, and they get to go on to their WNBL teams and kind of restart that process of trying to get a championship.
So, with a little bit of luck tomorrow, which you kind of got.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the NBL1 women,
it's unfortunate for NBL1, but it is fortunate for me. I can't lie. For
the Big V Youth Champ women tomorrow, you get to take Leah Hannafin and Ellie Morgan and LT in your group tomorrow. You're at home.
Yes.
I believe tomorrow, is that right? 1 o'clock tip off.
Yeah.
Yep, against the Melbourne Tigers in the Big V Youth Championship, and that's a championship series, so that's 3 games. On behalf of Knox Basketball, Mike, I want to thank you for being here with me tonight to help out and your insight's been fantastic. There's a reason why you're coaching for a championship tomorrow in the championship series, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me. Look, Knox has always been a class organization, and anytime you guys do something, you do it well. I want to wish your girls good luck moving forward against Bendigo, and I really appreciate you having me on.
It's always a pleasure to talk hoops with the great man Mike Brookins. Even though I don't bump into you on Fridays or Saturdays anymore, so thanks for being here. Good luck tomorrow. On behalf of Knox Basketball, if you can get up to Bendigo tomorrow, I don't know whether it's a 12 o'clock or a 2 o'clock tip-off, make sure you check the NBL1 website for that time. I'm sure the girls would love to get you up there to support them. If you couldn't be here tonight and you can get there tomorrow, it's
carpool, Uber, train, whatever you can do. Get yourselves up there.
Get on the bus, whatever it is you have to do. It's win or go home now in NBL1 in the semi-finals. So we wish our girls all the best tomorrow. They were pretty good tonight.
Yes.
If they can take that form up against the Bendigo team tomorrow, we're hoping that they can knock off a really tough, and that'd be a hard luck story, wouldn't it?
I'm tipping Knox by 6.
My man, I like that.
Knox by 6.
I like that. I'll
right.
take those odds. It's been a pleasure, Mike Brookins. Thanks for being here.
Easy.
Good luck to every other team that's playing in the NBL1 semi-finals this weekend. And on behalf of Knox Basketball, thanks for having me. Duckman, see ya.